the same 5 questions every week, providing you with chewable bits of expertise. I'm your host, Katie McEwen, the Procurement Girl, representing BuyerQuest, the most user-friendly procurement solution in the world, an integrated Amazon business partner. Check out the new BuyerQuest website, buyerquest.com, to learn more about integrating your catalogs into your existing P2P solution or upgrading to BQ's easy-to-use P2P solution. I'm so excited to introduce you to our rockstar guest today, Mary Iazzetta. Mary has over 20 years of experience in procurement and supply chain. She's a former CPO, supply chain leader, award-winning global strategic sourcing executive that provides continuous improvement across her organization. Thank you for joining the show today, Mary. So glad to have you.
My pleasure. And you mentioned rock star. I don't play the guitar. I do not.
Oh, but your experience makes you a rock star, Mary. You own it. You own it. So how did you find yourself in procurement and supply chain? I'm dying to know what really got you into this industry.
Well, what I like to say is procurement found me. I did not find procurement. I didn't search out procurement. I was actually tapped on the shoulder in one of my roles and asked to move into supply chain and set up a contract management organization that would support procurement. And once there, I never looked back. So I didn't look for it. It found me. I've been for a long time.
That's fantastic. Yes, you've got tons of experience in the space and you've seen so much success in it. So who is that one person that really inspired your road to success, a mentor or a coach? Who was that one person that really helped you settle into your role?
Well, I'd have to say there's actually 2 people. The first one is really a person that instilled the value of hard work, tenacity, of not just sitting down and licking your wounds. That has to have been my grandmother. So she was born before the 1900s, and she came to the U.S. from Ireland, hence my background from Ireland, at age 13, and she was orphaned. And she knew Gaelic. She couldn't read or write English, so she taught herself that. No means of support. She's taught herself how to sew, and she actually ended up making custom children's coats for Carnegie family, Rockefeller family. So self-taught and unfortunately widowed with 2 babies at home. And she taught me when I was young, very early on, when something would rock your world, you can indulge yourself for a minute, but you just pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you get on with it. And you just say to yourself, well, it happened. What am I going to do about it? And when you say you think you've worked hard, you work harder. You just don't stop at working hard. You take it the next step and work harder. And above all, education is a key to success. That could be continuing education, it could be personal education, maybe you want to learn a new language, whatever that might be, educate yourself. Learn about whatever it is you're managing, handling. Maybe it's definitely that topic at work. Don't wait for somebody to put it in front of you. You go out and learn it yourself. And if that means working night or weekend to educate yourself on that topic, then that's what you have to do. And that's what's called, working hard, but working harder. Another person was a former boss of mine. And I have to say that mentors will come and go throughout your entire career, even a personal life. Sometimes mentors are only put in your life for one specific thing, and it might just be one little tidbit. It could be information, whatever that might be, but very rarely does a mentor really touch every part of your career from start to finish. I had a boss once that said, you don't take chances, you take opportunities. Because if you focus on whatever's in front of you as a chance, you've already put into your mind negativity. So chances are left for Vegas. They're not chances, they're opportunities. And that directly ties back to something I said earlier about how I came into procurement. I took an opportunity. I did some positives and negatives on the little, back of the napkin, but at the end, it felt right. And I took the opportunity, and it blossomed into a whole new career for me. I have a saying, my family, we're a baseball family. My son is a collegiate athlete playing baseball. And in our family, we have a motto that's, you can't steal second base with your foot on first. Mm. So I know, isn't that a great? I mean, professional life, personal life, no matter what, you can't steal it unless you take your foot off where you are. And it's not about success as we tend to define it, because you can find success in anything you do, even something that you might consider a failure. Success is how you define it, any way you want to define it. You can have success even when you think you've made a mistake or approached something that is you might consider a failure. There's still something successful in that. Maybe you did take the risk, so you learn to fail fast, and then you pick yourself up. You have a moment of indulgence. Maybe you have a gallon of ice cream. Maybe you go shopping. Maybe you take the day off and go on the golf course. But you have that moment of indulgence, and you pick yourself up, you brush yourself off, and you get on with it. You don't look back. Don't look back.
That's such great advice. Yeah. You can't steal without jumping in with both feet. Yeah. You have to leave that safe place and really to find success. That's great advice.
Yeah.
So what's the most innovative thing that you're seeing in the space right now? Anything that's really catching your eye as far as technology or any other types of innovation?
Well, there's lots of technology. There's lots of digitization. There's lots of lower cost methods, techniques, all sorts of things like that. I'm going to step away from that and say the one thing that I have observed over the past 10 months in this pandemic environment is that people are leaving first base and stealing second. I think that it has pushed us outside of our comfort zone, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Yes, I understand the seriousness of the pandemic and the health and all of that. However, when you think about folks, maybe people that weren't technology savvy, but the only way to connect with a family member is through technology. So they had to step out of their comfort zone and learn how to FaceTime. Learn how to work a computer, learn how to get over the fear of technology. Employees too. Many instances, maybe the company was shy about working from home. Maybe they had the approach that you needed to be seen physically in the office in order to be successful. Well, now companies were forced with trusting to a level they had maybe not previously been comfortable with, and trust their employees, and the work's getting done. So I think that, yes, there's been lots of advancements. I mean, we could talk about a whole bunch of things, but I'm going to take it to the intangible and say that it's really, in one way or another, have had people come out of their comfort zone, whether in personal or professional life.
Yes, absolutely. So what's one unique thing about you that maybe some folks in your professional circle wouldn't know about you? It might surprise us.
Okay, so there's actually two things that they wouldn't know. Although I don't play the guitar, I did play the piano for 12 years.
Oh.
I know. So
you are a rock star.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I don't think I'd be able to play chopsticks right now. And then the other thing is every time I started a new job or a new position, I bought a new pair of shoes to walk in that first day. So for me, it was great. I mean, what woman doesn't love buying shoes? But it also was, for me, a sign or a symbol or something that I identified with about starting fresh. So starting a new job or a new position, walking in with that new pair of shoes and my confidence really helped to remind me that every day is a first day and you show up just like it's a brand new day. So.
Oh, I love that. Get you
Yeah.
some new shoes. Yeah, it's a new day. I love that.
Yeah.
So what's one piece of advice other than new shoes that you give to younger folks?
Which men could do too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Men can do that too.
Absolutely.
We all wear shoes.
Absolutely. Exactly. Well, I don't know if, they're going to wear new shoes staying at home and not going into the office, but
yeah.
they can still get some new shoes.
Right.
So what advice would you give to younger folks that are clawing up the ranks and trying to see some of the success you've seen?
Well, I think the first thing is to not look at it as clawing, right? Because the definition of clawing is really scratching or tearing at something. And that's not what the ladder of success or getting ahead in your career or trajectory is really all about. Number one, you make a plan, but you also keep it open to change. You keep it flexible. Like I said, you have to look at opportunities rather than chances. So maybe you need to pivot someplace. I had an opportunity many years ago to teach at Seton Hall Law School, had never taught before, and took it as an opportunity. And I stayed doing it for a long period of time. Work harder. Your leader in your position says, turn something in by 4 o'clock. You don't turn it in at 4, you turn it in earlier than 4. So it's about working hard, but then taking it harder. Teamwork, and there's 2 things about teamwork I'd like to share. One is kindness, right? Be kind within that teamwork. And then the other is don't hoard. Don't hoard your work. Share your knowledge, because in sharing that knowledge, it's going to come back with you, back to you 100-fold. Many times on a team, I've seen it over and over again. People are inclined to keep knowledge or information close to their own vest. And I always encourage my team to share that, which will make you a better teammate and actually a leader, because then people on the team are going to look up to you. Networking is also important. Look for people that have the same values and interests as you. Ask what if, and have patience and a sense of humor, because you're never going to get anywhere if you're always in a rush. Mistakes happen when you're in a rush more times than not, but also keep a sense of humor. Don't sweat the small stuff. Focus on the present, and each day is a first day. So when you show up to work, it's the first day. Even if you've been in that role for a long period of time, it's day one. So be armed and be ready for whatever opportunities come your way. Most of the time they're unexpected. So keep your eyes open, listen, and be ready.
Love it. Love it. That's such great advice. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and expertise with us today, Mary. So appreciate it. God bless you. Thanks for everyone for joining Tenure Talks. We stream live every Friday on LinkedIn and available anywhere you get your podcasts. See y'all next Friday, and have a great weekend.
And if anybody wants to look me up on LinkedIn, send me a connection, and I'm happy to help or have further conversations with the young folks.
Perfect. We'll make sure that we make a note on that before we post it live. Thank you so much, Mary. We appreciate it. Everyone have a great weekend.
Take care. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.